What up, what up, what up, what up, world? You already know what time it is. It's your boy Mac Mizzle, the host with the most. Don't need to brag no boast. All I do is give a toast to the real folks who done paved the way in a real way. For us plays to play. You know my slogan. Link up, think up is the motto, man. You know what I'm saying? Got a good one for y'all tonight. Yo, we gonna go in, man. We going in for real, for real. Cause you know me, I'm still learning, man. You know, I always keep it moving and improving. So I got to flex my Mac muscle a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and see what's good out here, you know what I'm saying, with the fams, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to all the people that tune in. Respect, you know what I'm saying. I hope I grow my audience a little bit big. In the future, I'm gonna have some more real shit cooking for y'all, you know what I'm saying. So watch out for it, you know what I'm saying, because we're going to the next level with this game, you know what I'm talking about. So what's good out there, man? What's good in the current events? Yeah, I seen the whole thing with the Asian propaganda, where they're basically saying that black folks are harming Asians. Lo and behold, look what happens. You got a white dude that ran to different nail salons and started airing out Asians. And the police chief said, man, he was just having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that on him. So y'all tell me if that makes sense for a police chief to say something like that right after the basically right after the killing. They apprehended him, cool, calm, collected. He's gonna be another martyr for white supremacy, right? Tell me, how is there white supremacists in jail? Because white supremacists don't do nothing that they don't want to do. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. They need to make it look like society's not run on that, but some motherfuckers is crazy enough to stay in jail and run the white supremacist system to the core. It's despicable. But hey, it's all part of the greater scheme, you know? Give or take. Certain shit you gotta look at with a third eye, you know? A better scope than anybody else. Because if not, be ready to burn this motherfucker down, you know what I'm talking about? But you can't do just shit just like that, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, I want to wild out. No. It gotta be coming from a genuine place, you know? You gotta actually have the heart, the desire, and the fire to keep it burning, you know, inside you. Because at the end of the day, what's for you is gonna be for you. What's not, it's gonna fall to the wayside. Sometimes Like Bruce Lee said, you have to be like water. Be like water. Sometimes you gotta go with the flow or go against the current events. You know what I'm saying? Just do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Live your own life, learn your own shit, prosper in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying? Dig deeper than your counterparts would. You know, go where you could see yourself flourishing. You know, where you could see a vision for yourself. Where you're celebrating. You know what I'm saying? That's the spot you need to be in. You know what I'm talking about? So if you're a real one and you know the game and you know how far you've came, that shit could bring you into a whole different light, you know, if you use it right. You know what I'm saying? It's more than out of sight, out of mind, you know? It's more like visualize and then you will materialize. Can you dig it? So like manifest destiny, you know what I'm saying? When they just didn't give a fuck. They didn't have no world compass. And the way they were gonna just turn this shit into theirs, man. They didn't give a fuck. Industrial ages and all that. It just was what it was. So it is what it is. But I stumbled across a good video of one of the conscious community greats, a giant in the conscious community, Bobby Hemmett, you know what I'm saying? And he's breaking shit down in the real way, like. But it's always these archive videos that you look at and you like, damn, that's where all the game is at, man. You know what I'm saying? He's really putting it down because sometimes there was no internet to research all this shit. You had to have scholarship, man. You had to be really seasoned into this shit. Years put into the work. You couldn't be a YouTube scholar, basically. You know? But YouTube is good, mind you. If you want to learn some shit and you know what you want to do and you want to do it fast, there's a lot of shit to be learned on this here internet. But I'm gonna play the elder, man, because he's kicking some game, man. He's keeping it real in the field, you know what I'm saying? You gotta love it, you know? When you got elders that were ahead of their time and they're kicking it. So now you're like, oh shit, I'm ready. I've been ready for this shit because, you know, I've been going through the motions, you know what I'm saying? And the different levels of understandings and the different levels of, you know, consciousness. So when you stir it all up in the pot, come with the right flavor, you know what I'm saying? And once you do that, you stick to that. Or you could improve on it, you know? But Bobby Hemmett is one key ingredient to the whole mix, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and listen to this here video. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett, you know what I'm saying?
Something special about you, and that is because you was born to receive this particular information, and there was some type of shift, whereas they needed a certain amount of people to be custodians of this information, and sometimes custodians of the information is just learning the information. You see what I'm saying? Just learning the information. So these are things that's actually going on. So we are being bombarded and being initiated even as we speak. Even as we speak, we're being initiated. So to get the ball rolling, because I'm telling you, I'm sweating and cleaning out. To get the ball rolling, what we're going to do is we're going to give the entities some of the juice as far as give the entities some of the energy based on pouring libations. And we'll get into this whole synopsis and this consortium of ancient mysteries as we go on. But we want to give them a form of the libations and stuff. So this is a blend. This is just regular Old Crow Kentucky bourbon. But because it's a blend, it's right for the spirit aspect. Otherwise, you'd have to blend it. So we have different types of elixirs. So for the people that don't understand, the greatest royal art in Kemet, which is the most advanced mysteries, was alchemy. Because alchemy breaks down the particles, the fabric of the universe, and the fabric within us, which means in actuality, ultimately, alchemy is a study of melanin. You know, from the dark matter in space to the melanin inside of your body. Now, most people keep thinking of melanocytes based on darkness. We're talking about the melanin in the central nervous system. You see the melanin in central nervous system, in the central nervous system. So, which has nothing to do with your skin color, whether you light or dark. You see, some people say that person is real black. He got more melanin than me. No, that's just he has more active melanin in the melanocytes. But as far as the melanin we're talking about is the inner melanin in the central nervous system that is being produced from the lower gastrointestinal tract, which we'll get into as we go on. As we go on, which we'll get into. So, the alcohol, the art of fermentation and distillation, was an art that was brought from Kemet and taken on up in the Europe by the Moors. And that particular art form of distillation and fermentation came out of the priest of Tahuti, or the priesthood of On of Tahuti, or the Hermetic mysteries, the mysteries of alchemy. So the alcohol is the ultimate aspect of alchemy, which alchemy is also taking something in an original state and making something new out of it. And that's what fermentation is. And in so many words, that is what the whole Christ thing is. You know, I am the wine and I am the vine. That whole concept and all. Remember, the root of the word Christ just simply means your soul. Has nothing to do with no black person or white person running around 2,000 years ago. The word Christos, if you study this for most of it, we only got the religious aspect of the Christos, which is but might I add, Greek. I'm trying to find out why the Christians never found another name, even in Hebrew, that they wanted to deal with. When they talk about the Christos, they had to deal with the Greeks. But then again, they even call the Greeks pagans. But the Christos on the metaphysical, esoteric realm it's like crystallizing. It's called the tikkun. It's talking about a process of change, of mutation, or transmutation. And that is talking about your soul. So there is no person, there's no person, no 2,000 years ago, or no person, no 5,000 years ago, that's going to come back and save you, because the Christos being saved is your soul. That's the Christos. You see, the Heru is your soul. So the Heru ain't no hog-head God that you all are just worshiping, because you only taking the deities. So what you've done is, we've come in, the Afrocentric movement has taken, they still got the same Christian model. You just changed the damn deities. You still worshiping. You see. And the concept here is your own soul. That is the Christos aspect. So the Christos aspect, as far as taking something dormant, in this particular case, like your soul, and illuminating it. That is the concept of the scarab. You have it as the scarab. It's dormant. It hangs around dung, shit, or shut, which is, do you know the word shit is an ancient name for God? You get the word soot, set, soot, shut, shit, excrement. You see, and it hangs around shit, and then it grows wings into Kephra, and that represents illumination. That represents illumination. Well, Jesus hung around the stable. Jesus was born in the stable. A stable is shit. You see what I'm saying? Shit is what fertilizes. Shit is for this excrement. It's the renewal cycle. You see what I'm saying? So he's born in the stable. This mythology of the whole Jesus thing. He's born in the stable. That represents the shit in your body. The soul rests in the root chakra between the scrotums or the vagina and the anus. That is the realm where the scrotum or the realm where the soul rests, in the root chakra. Down in the bowels of the lower gastrointestinal tract. They say go down into the ravenous dragon and recover the pearl that resides there. You ever heard that? That's even in the Bible, isn't it? Go down through the ravenous dragon and recover the pearl that resides there. Where's the ravenous dragon? The ravenous dragon is the gastrointestinal tract, your intestines, your guts. The ravenous dragon, there's a pearl down there, which means your soul is down in the root chakra. It resides in the shit, nauseous fumes. So the scarab represents the dung beetle. Once it rises up, it has the wings. Now there's a difference between the spirit and the soul. You must understand this, because this is why we get confused. The spirit is anima. Everything down there has a spirit. A rat has a spirit. A dog has a spirit. You see what I'm saying? Everything down here has a spirit. Not everything down here has a soul. A soul only represents that which comes from the original creation or the original fall. That means that a lot of humans down here, in this particular case, don't have the soul. You best believe the ones who got the soul got to be original people. Now, in metaphysics, to prove this, the soul is what produced melanin, the inner melanin. If you take a match, because melanin is nothing but what? Carbon. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. Carbon. You can get that in the book Pyramids of Montauk. Pyramids of Montauk by Preston Nichols and Peter Moon. We'll be documenting sources as we go on. And 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, which is carbon, which is the teaching. So we are carbon beings. The other people are carbon-based beings. Understand this. So if you take a match and the soot, which is the carbon, and you light the fire, and you put it up against this whiteboard, what will happen? Soot will come on the whiteboard. You understand? Well, that's the same concept of melanin. Melanin is being produced inwardly from the soul. It's filtered on into the fountainhead, which is the pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus, or whatever. So the soul is called the shadow. Anytime you see shadow, that's in Jungian psychology. They deal with it a lot in Jung psychology. Anytime you hear the word shadow, anytime you hear that word shadow, that represents the soul. That represents the soul. No, excuse me, that represents melanin. Not the soul. Anytime you hear the word shadow, you hear it in Jungian psychology, the dark night of the soul. That represents melanin. Man's dark half, it represents melanin. Satan represents melanin. We'll get into this type of information because, see, we children, we've been spooked out for years on some mythological character that we don't know. We've been spooked out for years on this because we don't understand the origin of where this stuff comes from, because you are still religious. And religion has 98% nothing to do with spirituality. Notice the difference now. Religion is inspirational ceremony and moral code. It's moralism and behavioral modification, but it has nothing to do with spirituality. Most stuff that is spiritual, religion says is evil. So most religions have nothing to do with spirituality. So because you sing a little song and pray or do whatever little thing that you've been taught from catechism, Sunday school on up, that is religion. That is a moral, behavioral, political system, but has nothing to do with spirituality whatsoever. Know this, because when you get into the real aspects of spirituality, moralism has nothing to do with it. Nothing whatsoever. You got to understand, he said, we will answer these questions, but we have to become adults now. We got to go beyond worshiping. That's some bullshit. And praying. You got to demand. That's the problem. See, the spirit realm is like tricksters. They're a bunch of niggas. Exactly. It's a bunch of niggas. And they act like niggas. So if you pray to these particular realms and you give them the authority to govern you, see, it's all principalities in the spirit realm. If you give them the authority that you are subordinate, that means I'm praying to this particular entity. Then that particular entity has the authority to either grant you what you want or take a long damn time doing it. So a lot of times, you know, you pray to some particular energy and you don't get what you want. It's because that particular energy that you pray to is a nigga. It might feel as shit. I got 4,000 other motherfuckers praying to me. And your rent need to be paid tomorrow. Because you have granted the energy, because it's principalities. When you give up your right to govern your own spiritual path, then that means another entity has to do it for you because you don't have the knowledge of being the same gods. So as a result, you got to wait for them to do it. And sometimes they'll be like, I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them got thousands of people pulling on them. The other one say, well, hell, I just woke up after 4,000 years. I don't feel like doing it. Just like you wouldn't trust some Negroes out here to get your job done. The same thing with the spirit realm. Now, if you demand, it's a principality. We'll go into this. I'm getting ahead of myself. But if you say, God damn it, I want it done and I want it done now, then by the process of protocol, they got to do it. They have to do it. I'm getting ahead of myself, but we're getting into the deep realms of spirituality. And a lot of this might sound strange because we're not in worshiping. There's a difference. Because some people have adopted the African spiritual system, African spiritual religions, and although they are more authentic than the modern world religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, they are still fragments of a system, and most of the people still worship. So you worship Oshun. You worship Legba. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand, the only thing you have done here is, but it's a trickster thing. If you give them the authority to say, look, I want you to guide me, then they might say, well, shit, I might get to this nigga Monday, 2 weeks from now. But if you understand that, as it says in the book of the dead, I've set up a ladder to the gods. That's the spinal column. I set up a ladder to the gods, but I am one of them. And I holler like a goose until they hear my prayer and report it to Sirius. First of all, you got to become one of them. So, tell them motherfuckers get up off their ass. Now, for all you people, because here it goes again. Mind control is central to the government and the modern world of the United States or whatever. The people that rule us. Mind control tells you that if you're given information, the subconscious mind takes the information, processes the information, and works upon the information that it is given. It's programmed to give, it's programmed and it's given something. So, if it is given wrong information, it still processes the same wrong information as it would do right information. Once it processes the wrong information in the subconscious mind, it starts to act upon wrong information. It starts to react upon wrong information. Once right information comes, it automatically rejects it. So right now when I'm cursing, because you've been spanked from a child to hear curse words. So when I say curse word, now you damn near 50, 60, 70, you jump flinching. That's because of the process that you've been given as a child. When there's only one curse word, damn. And that is the only one that you can even use in the pulpit. Damn, it's the one that people get least offended by. They use it on TV. And and for it to be a curse word, you have to damn someone. You see what I'm saying? That is the only one that we use as a curse word. The other stuff is British slang and world slang. It has nothing to do with being righteous. You see what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with when those scriptures was written down, the English language wasn't even in existence. So how can this be relevant to something spiritual? That's because we've been in Sunday school class, again, learning behavior modification and moral code. So if I say these things, it is because I do it to break the subconscious mind from mind control. And you must get up out of that. So you don't curse, no matter. Still cut your fucking lights off. You see, so we have to become adults, and we can't have the same mindset as somebody 4 or 5. Yes, you can train them a certain way, but we're talking about you're a world-class people now. You understand what I'm saying? You're a world-class people. If I was up in there talking about warfare, the army coming down the street, you better get your motherfucking ass up now. You wouldn't dare think, oh, you just cursed at me. You'd be like, I better get the hell on up before I get killed. Well, this is warfare. You understand? So we need to get out of the childhood state. Not for you, but I'm just saying for the particular people that don't understand what's going down. There's no such thing as the profanity in the particular. That's just somebody else's culture impressed upon you. And the Egyptians say, we will be in a land far away. In the Hermetic text coming out of the priesthood of Tahuti, we will be in a land far away. And although our bodies will look like Egyptians or Camites or Africans, our mind will be of another race. That's 5,000 years before it happened. You see, 5,000 years before it happened. So yeah, boy, that's gonna be a good one. I'm sweating. So all right, so the fermentation here is this is the quick pathway to the spirit. You see what I'm saying? Is the juice. You see, but you have to invoke the entities with it. We'll get into this particular aspect. What I want to deal with right now is I want to deal with before we go into the general aspect of deities, which is the generic terminology. So Horus, Heru, Osar, Aset, those are generic terminologies now because the simple fact the entities are thousands of years old. So in actuality, they come back. It's a transmutation. Some of these entities have gone dormant and transmutated. So before we deal with the generic aspect that we want to deal with, there's about 90-something new entities that has come down the pipe. Since 2001, there's about 90 new entities. So I want to do the invocation and do the libation to those particular entities. This is a book that is a must-have. Everyone should have a copy of this. This is the quintessential definitive text on gods and goddesses. This is the book that is called Dictionary of Ancient Deities by Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter. Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter. Everyone should have a copy of this. Why? Because number one, this white boy that put this together died in 97, but he was honest enough to put Diop in it. He was honest enough to put Gerald Massey, which white people don't use. You see, their own scholar. So this book here has every deity. It's called Dictionary of Ancient Deities. Patricia Turner and Charles Russell Coulter. The reason why I'm recommending this particular book is because when you read a certain deity, at the bottom of the page, they'll say compare with so-and-so. And that means compare outside of that particular culture. So what happens is you extend the deity. Whatever we are getting with these particular ancient gods and goddesses are fragments. Because we're talking about ancient knowledge and ancient history, and we're getting fragments. So now, Carlene, I got to give you a straight up thumbs down on this one. I told you, I said, look, I got this lighter shirt. Should I wear this one or should I wear the black wool shirt? Oh, no, it's winter. So now as a result, I'm paying the price for it. Shit is hot as hell. But then again, on the other hand, that's spiritual, because that's the sweat lodge. Yeah, see, everything works out this way. Because see, the spirit realm here is, when I asked her that question, if they didn't want me to wear it, they would have told her, go ahead and wear the lighter one. It's always that way when I've been in the spirit realm. We're always directed by a certain path. So therefore, that's the sweat lodge, and I guess I do need to clean out. You know what I'm saying? So that's all good. So we're going to go through all this ritual as we go on. Now, I was just joking with you anyway. But they say, compare with such and such. Now, what that means, it extends the deity. Let me give you an example of how this thing goes. You learned of the goddess Mayat. Well, most of the people who told you about Mayat, they only told you about the moralistic aspect of Mayat based on, these particular entities, they are multidimensional, which means they're astronomical, astrological, political. They can explain the terminology of political. You know what I'm saying? And then they can go into the esoteric aspect. Mayat is more than just balance, harmony, reciprocity, all the stuff the Afrocentric people taught us. Mayat is also tikkun, which means a change. Mayat is this liquor, because this was once something that turned into something else. You get it? Well, it's the same concept here. So let me show you how you extend the deities when you want to study something on a deity level. We know of not Mayat, but we get very little other than what we get in the Kamite thing. And all stuff is fragmented, including Egyptian. Because all this stuff came out of Kemet, and that means all stuff is fragmented. But then again, if it all came out of us, that means you can go to fucking China. You can go to Japan. It don't matter. It's still all black. You see what I'm saying? And it is the reason it ended up this way. You see what I'm saying? So let's say you want to extend the deity. Well, I know Mayat is balance, order, and all this type of stuff here, but I also know Mayat, you will see her with the scales, right? But if you go to the European aspect and look, when they got the scales in front of their courthouse, who is that? That's the goddess Athena. And Athena comes from where? Libya. She's an African goddess. So here it is. We have extended the range of Mayat, and although they might have not done the research, you can also deal with it also in the imagery, as well as the prototypes, as well as the iconology. And so as a result, we have extended, well, fuck it, I did it, shit. Tell this. I have extended, you would like say we, because it makes you sound like this is a great intellectual intelligentsia and stuff like that. It makes it sound a little more authentic when we say we, other than I. But I've extended it, so I have a lot more I can study on Mayat through the goddess Athena. Now let's make this point clear so you understand this. Greek philosophy was stolen from Kemet, stolen from Africa. Greek mythology is African. That was there in place with the language of the Etruscans, the Minoans, the Phoenicians, all of that made up Greece and Rome when you first get there. Homer, the book Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, black book. Hello, the white man couldn't fucking talk. Didn't Count Vaughn say we had to teach him how to speak? So how you gonna teach? If the white man had to learn how to speak and wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey, then the white man is more advanced than what we're giving him credit for. Have you ever studied the Iliad and the Odyssey? Hessed's Theogony, the Organata. These are profound texts done by African people. So the original archetypes or architects of that particular realm were the Etruscans, the Minoans, the Phoenicians. Even the word Trojan, when they say the Greeks sacked Troy and destroyed the Trojans were a black group of people. And they usurped their culture. So don't screw this up. Greek mythology you need to study because that's black. And that is the missing keys to ancient Kemet. As Plutarch tells you, our gods came from Kemet, the Greek gods. Because we're talking about a black family. So we throw the baby out with the bathwater. I was talking to Charles Finch a couple of years ago, and he said, yeah, Afrocentric, we kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to Greek mythology. Greek mythology is black. You understand? Now, to understand the difference, it is separated from Greek philosophy damn near 2,000 years. 2,000 to 3,000 years. You get where I'm coming from? That's all black. So the goddess Athena is the form of Maya. So I have extended the range of study. You see, so what I do like about this book is they'll say compare with so-and-so. Now, whether it's in China, whether it's in India, whether it's in Mesopotamia or Sumer or whatever they call it, it's still all black. So the white man say, look, we got these niggas by the balls because they know how we think. They're going to be sitting up here arguing about culture. The white man be like, look, ain't none of this shit ours. So we'll study it all. And we'll get further along in the research than Negroes because they already know you're going to be sectarian. I'm only Egyptian now. That just means that you're just another fool in a fragmented faith. Hell, if it was raped for a damn 1,000 years, you know you're getting something inferior if you don't fuse it back together and reweave it in with the surviving text on the planet. We don't live in the modern world. So you don't live in a world where you can go to a complete system and get what you want. So some people, I'm only Yoruba, you know, and you got the thug Nigerian, a thug nigga, making people preach for $5,000. $5,000, if you're a damn white man from England, you can become a Yoruba priest. They got 3 million white practitioners in Yoruba, in America, all got down with that thug-ass Nigerian nigga. You see, the shoe fits, wear it. Everybody a damn Babalawo. All them fucking Indian chiefs and no Indians. You see, and they got 3 million white folks. I ain't talking Santeria. Now, Santeria is a whole nother Hispanic thing. Latin America, there's millions of that practitioners. You got 3 million white practitioners in Yoruba, in America. You know what I'm saying? You know damn well they don't give a damn whether it's black or not. They only want to deal with what works. You have millions of black people, white folks now that's done usurp voodoo. You go to the New Orleans Voodoo Museum down there, it's all run by white folks. You see? So my point here is, but none of this, if you don't, in this esoteric realm, if you say, I'm only going to deal with voodoo, I'm only going to deal with Yoruba, I'm only going to deal with Kemet, you might as well go on back, get your Bible and go on back. At least you get some good damn music up in that mug and a dance session and shit. You know what I'm saying? And can get to do all the stuff that you want to do as long as you ask the Lord to forgive you. That's actually kind of cool. You know, if I wasn't knowledgeable, I might go back to that, you know. You know what I'm saying? I want to sleep with this woman right here. As long as I ask the Lord to forgive me, I'm all right. She got an out system. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's pretty cool. Because we don't need to be messing with moralism right now. You see what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I'll give you one better. The gods that is existing in the heaven realm, they need you. They need you. They need you to survive. You see what I'm saying? They need you to survive. That's how this thing goes. We're going to get on in this now. To deal with this, because you have millions of people, now the Egyptian thing, well, white people been, since Budge, they've been trying to tap into that particular knowledge. You have millions of entities, millions of people worshiping and pulling on the magical portion of these particular entities. You see what I'm saying? Millions of people. So the more people come in, the more people try to use this particular magic, the weaker the center of power becomes. So we have, and I'll give some of these out, there's 92 new entities came back from the planet. Now these new entities are the old entities transmutated. because we're dealing with the alchemical aspect. Now, I must have to preface this on the videos because I've been doing this for 12 years, but I don't want it to say, well, you know, this nigga here coming up with his own deities. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, this, here it come again now. This nigga coming up with his new little system. So, fair enough, I am glad when the entities started coming back. They started coming back with close to 4 sisters around the United States. 2 in LA, 1 in Atlanta, 1 in Kansas, 1 in Kansas. They started coming central throughout the United States, and they're all women. Remember the movie, what's Minority Report? It was all about these psychics, but the woman was the most advanced. So it's interesting that when the Oracle came, that's why they put the black woman as the Oracle in the movie The Matrix. It's interesting, when the Oracle came back, it would come through women. Now, they came through me, which is cool, and I got access to them because of a hell fault system, but I'm glad they came through the women, and that, which to me, that makes it more authentic than there's another cult leader standing up here saying, follow me. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the planet Ritz. Follow me. And now, nigga lock up in jail, the nigga got 16 years. Where the fucking damn spaceships or the shams now to bust your ass up out of there? We got a charlatan on every corner. And they said they'll pimp you through the Egyptian thing. So here it is, we got Dr. York now, locked up. Got 16 years and admitted to child molestation. Right on this film. I ain't talking on. We got the video. The Serious Times thing. Everybody get your Serious Time. You got some more left out there? Yeah, yes. The Serious Times thing. Get in contact with Sister Devil. We got it down there. The court case where he pleading guilty. But then again, on the other hand, you got to understand this also too. Time is out for you following another nigga any damn well. You're world-class people. You can read, you can write, and you do every damn thing that white man tell you to do on Monday. You do it better than anybody on the planet. And here you are, world-class people still following niggas. So that's why them leaders are getting set down. And most of them are male leaders getting set down because the goddesses got to rise. The feminine aspect got to rise. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you don't think this thing about feminine, a lot of these entities that come on one realm, they appear as males. Damn near all of them up there is bitches. I say that for a reason. Bitch means priest of the dog star. You see, so that's a good name. Bitch, witch, priestess of the dog star. You see, that's where the bitch in the summertime, that's Anubis. Priestess of the dog star. So all of them on that realm, the realm that is rising is a feminine realm. See what I'm saying? So all that patriarchal shit, you around here with the patriarchal shit, that's you gonna fall like maggots. That's right. I'm telling you straight up, brothers. You got to get up all that shit because that's that religious aspect. 2,000 years ago, a male chauvinist murder cult, I would say, organized homosexuality. And I'm telling you, the realm, I'm getting ready to get into all this in a few minutes. The realm that is rising is a feminine realm. That's what's going down. That's what's rising. It's a feminine realm. You see. So you got to understand the science on this thing. You got to understand the science because, and I'll go into this particular thing and all because we're actually dealing with these particular entities. So we got 4 of them, and I got one. One of them, one of the oracles. She's 29 years old. She flew down to my lecture in Atlanta from LA. And a week later, she called me from the Mexican pyramids. I'm like, shit, you in the Mexican pyramids? You need to do a ritual. So she thought up a ritual and did the ritual. And when she got back to LA, I said, now tap in here, because you the oracle. You're gonna start channeling. And as soon as I said that, she started channeling on a whole nother level. Now this is not Dionne Warwick's psychic friends. I ain't talking about that kind of shit. This is different. There's different levels of psychic ability. You got white folks and psychic friends that can read the mundane realm, the physical. Yeah, and they're good. They can tell you all the shit that's going on in your life on the mundane realm. Then you have these other realms and regions that no one can enter into these particular realms. They can't enter. The only people can enter is the people that are chosen by those realms that's got the same origin of those particular entities in that realm. In this particular case, carbon, melanin. And it's a whole nother situation. So we got one out in California. Let me give you that you can call. Let me get a thing. I want to put this on the tape because we got one in California. Hold on 1 minute. I'm getting back up so you don't have to adjust it yet. Let's see here. This one is we got 4 of them, but all the rest of them are kind of, one is, they're more established in their careers or whatever. They don't have a lot of time, but we got the young one, the one that's, this 29, and might I add, is unbelievable on her stuff. We talking to dead people. What happened to you, man? You know what I'm saying? I call up Marvin Gaye. What happened? He said, well, the first thing is my father didn't kill me. There was somebody else in the room. When he said that, I said, I know what you're talking about because that's what happened with Betty Shabazz. On her deathbed, she said, no, it ain't my grandson. There was somebody else in the room that burned up the room and all that. 7 minutes. Well, let me put this on the tape then. Let me give you this. The name of the sister is the Sister Simone. Goddess Simone, or Sister Simone. And her number is 310-770-2729. 310-770-2729. And these are oracles that you really need some real serious information. Yep, you know what I'm saying? Some things and all. Maybe somebody that died. You want to know what the fuck happened to them. Anything like that. You need to tap into this sister here. So get this sister and get a general reading. Readings now go for about $50. You know what I'm saying? Go for about $50. So this is one of the ones that's out of the 4. This is one of the ones that's open to the public to do the actual readings. You see what I'm saying? The actual readings. I'm gonna get that out again. So because this is how you do. We're dealing on another level now. So this might be of help to you. That's 310-770-2729. 2729, and that's a Sister Simone, named after Nina Simone, and it's from she's actually from Newark, New Jersey and stuff, but she's out in LA, and a real beautiful sister, might I add, also too, in the fine department. You know how that shit go. Bad case of fine. Yeah. So we straight 4 minutes and stuff. So and please, when you get to reading, unask the cash. When you get a general reading, don't get to reading and decide you don't like what the spirits say, and then don't want to send the sister the money or however she tell you she want to do it. Because remember, she's just the conduit. She is the vessel. You're talking to a certain amount of entities. You see what I'm saying? So that's wrong with some of them. Because when we talk about it, some of the most powerful, I'll get back in there in a few minutes and stuff like that now. And then fuck around and grow a tail and some stuff, and we be laughing at you. And stuff, These are very advanced entities. The ones that some of the most powerful. We'll get into that in a few minutes also too. So this is one of the ones that's coming forward to actually do it. Because there's different realms, and these are some. I have dealt with some great ones over the years, and all of them are females mostly. But the last 4 just off the chain. You see, but one of them is stepping out to do the actual readings and stuff like that and stuff, because she got time to do it, and stuff like that, that youth is always that soldier type energy. That soldier energy. I used to go to the AU Center and would do one with especially the freshman class. The energy would be off the chain, because they got that particular energy, and that's what they have to start working on to shut them down during the 4 years of college. You see what I'm saying? And turn them into glorify God and all this kind of stuff. You got a fraternity had they adopt called Glorify God down in the AU Center because the black people was tapping into a particular consciousness. Now you got people now, if you ain't a Christian, you can't even touch them. I can't even touch them. This insanity. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go to break she's got to take that off and change the film, and we're going to keep on rolling. Then we're going to come back and give the entities their juice and their energy. All right? You straight? Okay, I'm going to do that. All right, this is where we have to, now we get to start the lecture. You know, that was the introduction. Now, so I want to pour libations, and this consists of, these are the new entities. And then I want to, well, I'll start off with the most powerful things left, and they are powerful. Is your Palo. Palo, we're just now getting, although there was practitioners in the northern areas, Puerto Rican and some blacks, none of the information was written down as far as book form and stuff, which was probably the way it was supposed to be, because we didn't need a whole group of people getting into it to saturate it. So you got so many people pulling on these entities, these things are not working anymore. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, you got 3 million white folks that's in Europe alone, and that's not talking Santeria. And there's millions of Santeria, and that's not talking about the Africans and the fastest rising thing with black folks. It's the Palo retained and contained its power and all, because most people were scared of it, and the government would not let it in the country. So we only got the first remnants of written material in '94, and recently, when they open up Cuba now, then there's a book called A Book on Palo that is now in print that you can get by Baba Raul Canizares. Baba Raul Canizares. Don't ask me how to spell it. Baba Raul Canizares. And it's you can now also, if you want to check back by this place right here. What's the name of your place again? The Wisdom Book Center. What is it? Wisdom Book Center, Wisdom Cultural Center? What is it? Wisdom Book Center. Okay. Wisdom Book Center and Natural Hair Salon. Stop back by, and he will be able to get and access these books for you. That's customary that we get the brother, the business that opened up the place to us. So drop back by, and he will be able to get this book, Charles Russell Coulter's book, which is a must-have. The Dictionary of Ancient Deities by Charles Russell Coulter. The other book is called it's called The Book on Palo. Okay, like I said, we're not turning nobody away, so we got enough niggas up in here to sacrifice, enough hardheads. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if it's a sister, you can come on through. Even the brothers, you can stand. We got enough to, got enough hardheads and all. Like I said, they ain't got no lace around their drawers. They don't stand by when it comes to the seats. You know what I'm saying? Except the elders and stuff like that. No, we'll give them some respect or whatever the deal is. But anyway, there's a book, Baba Raul Canizares. Baba Raul Canizares is his name, and there's a book called The Book on Palo. So we're going to first start off with the Palo entities. Zarabanda is the chief one. That's the form of Anubis. He's a guardian of the gateway, the guardian of the gateway. And this is the type of stuff you need. There is no good and evil. Light and dark is like bleach and water. There is no good and evil now. That's all religion. We're talking about polarities. So you got to get up out of that, because when the government come for you, you better come with some shit other than Jesus. Because when you come with Jesus on the government, they're going to be like, oh, this fool is dealing with some shit we put together. We're going to shoot him in his head just like we did Martin Luther King. You see what I'm saying? So when you come, you better come with some stuff that's got some juice. So we're talking about warfare here. You know what I'm saying? We got 1 million people thinking God gonna take care of me. Do you know that God don't even know you exist? Something is just logic. If I'm standing at an ant hill and the ant hill say, oh, I know the other ant about to bite off my foot, but Bobby's standing over me, he gonna take care of me. To me, it's 1,000 black ants. Now, how in the hell will I know that the other ant get ready to get the damn foot bit off? But it's the same concept with the God concept. That's the microcosmic universe, and it is only accessed through you going on inside. So if you think for one damn minute, God is looking over you, and when you get in some trouble and shit, oh, God's gonna take care of me. You know what I'm saying? You'll be dead like 1,000 niggas dying every 5 minutes from that same bullshit. That's the real knowledge. You see, so we need to get this shit straight. God ain't looking after you. Because if God was looking after you, the white man will make sure that you wouldn't have a damn church on every fucking block. Just like he did in South Carolina. We went down to the Sea Islands. They got this church in the Sea Islands, and it's unbelievable. And we were like, oh my God, what is that? It looked like some mysterious building. And they tell the story how when the slaves got out of slavery, when the slaves got out of slavery, they used to worship, and they had different Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Dogon, and all this different thing. They had retained their particular information or their particular worship system, and they would go in like a home moon. They'd have an opening ceremony, and then they would go to different traditions, and then they would come back in after the traditions, have a ceremony, and have a benediction. The white man came down there and saw that and built them a damn church right beside it. And that's where the church, and that church has been closed down ever since. So don't let nobody fool you now. You come up with the modern world religions. He said, man, any fool stuck in modern day religions as far as the world organized religions is a sitting duck. You better come with some power. Just like one sister out in California, they had this sister, had her ass in the jailhouse, chained up under the damn sink. You don't give a doggone by black folks. Had her chained up under the sink. And they was coming back to lock her down again. There was some stuff on some taxes. She told them, she said, by my Lord, personal Savior, Lucifer, I can't pay these taxes. Never heard from him again.
This show on the road, man.
We don't know what this nigga knows.
Y'all in here? Because I'm in here.
Black woman in 2000, talking about my personal Savior, Lucifer. That ain't no shit we gave him. So you believe in Allah all you want to. Them Arabs over there getting alhamdulillah kicked straight in their ass by the white man. Oh.
Bobby Hember was one of a kind, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't no joke. It's very spiritual, you know. You have to know the ancient mystery systems, the little shit that we overlook. Stuff that's within, you know. But that's what it is, bruh. Speaking of shit that goes on, you know what I'm saying? This whole propaganda with the black folks supposedly attacking Asians. And that bill that was passed, you know, by Joe Biden. Nah. We here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about that bill that was passed by Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying that black folks is anti-Asian terrorism. Exactly. And that's not right, you know. We gotta dismantle the system, yeah. So now, who do you think is gonna bear the brunt of that bill that was just passed? What are you talking about? The one with Pop Smoke in it? What is it called again? Boogie?
Here now, I ain't that late, but I'm here.
I ain't got no problem with them making a movie like that. That's what they're supposed to do, you know? But let me go ahead and show what I'm talking about when Tariq is talking about this whole Asian propaganda and what they're gonna do to use it against us. You know what I'm saying? How it means a lot. You just look at it. We're being attacked on all fronts. Yeah, pretty much. We'll just check this Just check this out real quick. Tariq's going in right quick.
I'm here. I'm a little bit late, a little bit after 7 p.m. on the West Coast, but nevertheless, without stress, I'm here to do my best. We are live right here on Tariq Radio, Sunday live broadcast stream. While everybody's coming up in the room, let me start sharing this. Let me share this real quick while I'm gathering everybody in the room, the good peoples. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. I'm misspelling. Okay. Hope y'all are good. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com if you have not. Hold on. hiddencolorsfilm.com to get Hidden Colors 1 through 5 in anticipation for the new movie Buck Breaking, the new movie Buck Breaking coming in a little bit over a month. April 30th for the new movie Buck Breaking. Go to buckbreakingmovie.com. But April 30th, put that on your calendar. April 30th, put that on your calendar. The new movie Buck Breaking is going to be available on different platforms. We will possibly have some theatrical screenings around the country. We're working on that now because, as we know, things are still opening up because of the COVID joint. But we're making it happen. Nevertheless, you are going to see Buck Breaking in a little over a month. Some of you, we're going to have a package available kind of early. You'll get some of that Buck Breaking action early. Let me let everybody know on the gram what I'm doing. And then once I do that, guys, we are really good to go. I hope you guys had a great week, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Because as you know, man, we're in the middle of a propaganda war. So we have to understand propaganda and we have to learn how to combat it, guys. It's very important for us to not just listen to what's going on. We have to know how to act on things and counteract and counter-react. And we just got to be on top of our game and preemptively do things. But shout out to my Mac shirt. I got on a Mac shirt. All right. How's the volume? Somebody said the volume is low, but how's the volume? They might just be trolling, but let me check myself. Movie Buck Breaking. Go to Buck Breaking Movie. Okay, I just checked my volume. My volume is good. It's a nigga with a very cheap laptop. This dude has a speaking spell and trying to listen to it on a speaking spell. That's why the volume is bad. That's why the volume is bad. Shout out to everybody hitting the Cash App. People are hitting the Cash App right now. Much respect to you guys. Shout out to the foundational family, the international family, for hitting that Cash App. Turn my heat down a little bit. It's a little warm in this smile right now. Turn this heat down a little bit. All right, the volume is good. All right. So I'm going to need y'all to hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Did Shannon Sharp get on TV saying the Asian community is hurting? Family, again, I hate to keep saying I told you so, but again, I told everybody how this thing was going to play out. It is playing out all the way, word for word, play by play. Everything that I said was going to happen a month ago, it is happening. We are in the middle of it right now. Family, Black family, I want y'all to understand that Negroes that are on television who work for the white establishment on a regular basis, who are beholden to the white establishment, these are people who you should really listen to, family. I really want Black people to get this in our heads that people that they parade around on television, in the sports industry, in the movie industry, in the television industry, the Negroes that they parade around, these are not experts or leaders on anything. For some reason, well, I won't say for some reason, it was carefully orchestrated, and this is just for Black society. They don't let white actors or entertainers represent or speak for white society. They don't. When white people want tangible things in white society, the last people they want to hear from are entertainers.
There you go.
That's beholden to the system. Now, there might be a couple of independent white entertainers that might go rogue, but people within the Hollywood system, white people don't really listen to them. White people, as a matter of fact, take them as a joke. And truth be told, most people in the Hollywood system are fairly liberal, and liberal is quote unquote. Quote, that's just a jive ass political term. It doesn't really mean anything, but as opposed to conservative. So when it comes to laws and policy, see, white people want some of that conservative justice. They get liberal when they have other agendas like LGBT and stuff like that to slip in things that's going to further undermine us. But for the most part, you know, they're down with that whole Republican right-wing bullshit. Yeah? So they don't listen to their entertainers. We're told if somebody's on television or if somebody's on the radio, that these are people who you should listen to because they know something that the average Black person does not know, which is not true. They let some of the dumbest niggas imaginable into the Hollywood system. They let some of the goofiest niggas play sports because you don't have to have brains like that. See, back in the day, you had some riders who would buck the system. But, you know, those were the Muhammad Ali's and the people like that back in the day. But they don't have brothers like that no more. They don't have it like that. They just don't have it no more. So whenever they put people on TV now, what they do, they use the media to give them some sort of legitimacy, to make it seem like, okay, this person is on television with millions of fans, so this person should be listened to when it comes to things that's going to affect Black people, because this is a Black person who's successful like you. Don't you want to, or who's successful like you want to be, rather. So don't you want to be successful, Black person? If you want to be successful, you should listen to this person because this person had what it took to be successful. No, this nigga was just chosen by white people. We got to understand that a lot of niggas were just chosen by white people. Why did they get chosen? Because they do anything. Understand why niggas get chosen. They get chosen by the system because they'll do anything. They'll do anything to get a movie role. They'll do anything to get a TV deal. They'll do anything to get a record deal. And those are the kind of Negroes that Hollywood likes. See, Hollywood likes to test you just to see where you are. Look, I live in Hollywood. I'm around this stuff. I've been around this stuff. I've seen how they got down behind closed doors, behind the scenes. I've been into these meetings and I see how they test you. They do little things just to test you. Remember, I've told this story for years how an executive had me waiting for like, damn near an hour in the lobby. And I left. I'm like, this dude, they wanted to do a TV deal. And they invited me to the office, but they had me sitting in the waiting room damn near an hour. So I got the fuck up and left. Then they hit me up a couple hours later, like, "Oh, how come you didn't say nothing? Man, you left." I'm like, dude, this was a big production company. They produced everything. They were trying to test me. First of all, man, I'm a hustler. This is back when I still had a foot in the game a little bit. This was years ago, so I still kind of had a foot in the game. Nigga, I got things to do. I'm sitting in a damn lot. Look, I had to let them know I'm not a starving artist. I'm not a nigga who just hopped off a Greyhound ready to give a hand job for a development deal. No, 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 no. Y'all don't have me waiting like that. I got better things to do. I've never really gave a damn about notoriety. All of the things that happened to me, it was almost by accident, just because I have a personality that people gravitate to. But I'm not the kind of nigga who was out here just striving to be in the spotlight like that. It just kind of happened. But my time is money. I let them know that I'm not playing that game because number one, look, I was on some street shit, dude. I was getting paper. I've been going to Saint-Tropez and Italy and France, all that back in the day, in my street days. So Hollywood wasn't showing me anything that I'd not already touched before. So if y'all weren't showing me some real big money, which truth be told, for a lot of black people, if you're not like the Denzels or the people like that or The Rock or whatever, black folks don't get a lot of money in Hollywood like that. Truth be told, they really don't get a lot of money. They get like, you get a film deal or whatever, you might have a hot run. The money ain't cracking like that for black people in Hollywood. So, you might nigga might do a movie and get $100,000 for a movie, but you might not get another movie for 2 or 3 years. You might not get another movie for a while. Yeah? So it ain't the kind of money you think it is. It's not that kind of money. They're used to starving artists. They know that when folks get on TV, they want to maintain a lifestyle. You're desperate to get a movie, so you're going to toe the line. They know that niggas in Hollywood are going to toe the line. They'll do anything for a movie deal. They'll do anything because they need the paper. They need that next check. I want y'all to understand the mindset out here in Hollywood. So they're flunkies when it comes to certain agendas. This is why I told you guys a month ago, when they start this anti-black propaganda pushing this lie that black people are attacking Asians systematically, I told you a month ago, they're going to get these Sambo coon niggas in Hollywood to toe the line for them. They're going to start promoting it for them. This let's stop the Asian hate. And that's what we've been seeing left and right. These Negroes in Hollywood who got their marching orders from the white bosses in Hollywood to tell them to run around and keep pushing this stop Asian hate agenda thing. This is propaganda.
Yep.
This is propaganda.
Stop Asian hate.
But I want you to understand, these Negroes understand what the outcome is. Everybody knows. I want black people to be clear. I want black people to be very clear on propaganda. Everybody understands that this whole crime against Asian people, they understand that this is propaganda. Everybody understands that this is propaganda to be used against black people. Everybody understands it. The Asian community understands it because they know that we're not attacking them. They know because we patronize their businesses. We're the ones giving them an economic base. We're going in their stores every day. They know we're not attacking them, but too many of them are going along with the program. The politicians know this is all a wink and a nod between the white supremacists, the Asian community, and the bootleg class, because all of them understand what they have to do to get the focus off black people and the anti-black racism that we suffer. They understand this is a very convenient way to completely take the focus off the real racial targeting, which is anti-black targeting that we're suffering. Family, the stuff that's happening to black people, it's not even being reported on major platforms. If an Asian person is pushed, it's in every newspaper. They're blowing up every story. Family, there was a story where a suspected white supremacist male in Louisville. This man raped an 8-year-old black girl. Black girl was playing in her yard, 8 years old. He went, raped this baby, hit her in the head with a shovel and cracked her skull. The baby survived still. The girl survived. Bit a chunk of her damn face off. Do y'all know this white man, they're dropping the charges on him because they said he's intellectually incompetent to stand trial. He's going to walk free. That's them being on code. That's them being on code. See, we better understand propaganda and warfare. We're in the middle of a warfare right now. Black folks need to stop playing. There are several cases all around the country where white men are getting into road rage incidents, killing black people, and getting off quietly, and the media is not talking about this. They're downplaying this. We better understand propaganda and warfare. We better understand warfare. And we better stop trying to convince the dominant society of the anti-black racism. See, we need to start getting on code so that we can start bringing justice. See, we're going to have to learn how to bring justice ourselves. It's going to have to come to that. We have to start thinking in those terms. How do we produce justice in a system designed to propagate non-justice for black people? Oh yeah, the George Floyd case, they're setting that thing up, family. That George Floyd case, they're setting that thing up to get it dropped and dismissed and to acquit this dude. It's already being set up. They're talking about allowing information about George Floyd's arrest record from 2019. Family, George Floyd is dead. Only black people who are dead are put on trial. When a black person is killed, the black person is put on trial. You never hear about a white person's jail record or whatever being admitted into a trial after they've been murdered. You don't put the white person on trial. They're going to allow his arrest record to be brought into trial. That had zero to do with that man being killed, but they're setting it up already. We are in a system of white supremacy. We're in a system of white supremacy. And we better understand propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. With Kamami Harris, your girl Kamala, notice all the sister girl talk has been thrown out the window. All the sister girl talk is gone. Now, in the media, they keep referring to her as Asian American now. They didn't drop the black in most parts. They just keep referring to her as Asian American. Talking about these crimes, these hate crimes against Asian Americans. All the sister girl talk is going out the window. So now, like I told people, what they were going to do is use all of this bogus propaganda against black people to ultimately do this, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Whoops, where am I? This is the ultimate goal. Our silence is complicity. Biden condemns anti-Asian hate after call for passage of the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act. Here we go. Family, family, family. Just like clockwork. Jim Crow Crime Bill Joe is already talking about a new crime bill. That new crime bill is going to target us. They're just like clockwork. I told you that's where they were going with this thing. And notice a lot of this propaganda is coming from San Francisco, the Bay Area, coming out of New York. It's very important to get those two cities first. I told you guys A lot of experiments come out of San Francisco. Whatever they get done in San Francisco can start spreading around the nation eventually. So they got all their bases covered. A lot of experimental things come out of San Francisco. Crack came out of San Francisco, by the way, just to give you an example. But we knew that this is a new crime bill. They're justifying creating a new crime bill. And they've been using this anti-black propaganda. Now, what threw a wrench in the game was the white boy down there in Atlanta. The white boy in Atlanta started killing all those Asian people. They quickly sidestepped that to get back on black people. You barely hear them talking about that particular killer. They're talking about crime against Asians in general. See, they keep tying the white boy doing that killing into the rise of anti-Asian crimes. And when they do that, they loop that same video of the dude up in the bay pushing the Asian man. You know, the dude with that coon push, that manufactured coon push that looked fake. Every single time they talk about a white person harming an Asian person, they make sure to show that same loop of that black dude pushing that Asian man. I keep telling people, every time you see a black person committing one of these bogus crimes against an Asian person, it's a mentally ill immigrant, homeless person, or it's a person who looks like some type of fake actor or something. Somebody's looking like a crisis actor. Also, when a black person commits these acts against Asian people, it's always on camera. They got a real good shot of them on camera. I've said that for the last few weeks. Notice they always get a real good shot of these black people doing it right on camera. And it's real random. It don't even make no sense. This is propaganda. It's a setup. Some of this is being manufactured by police. But listen, guys, you got Al Sharpton and all these dudes up here with these Asian politicians towing the line, talking about we got to stand in solidarity, pushing this thing. They're really pushing this thing. The Boule class is really pushing it heavy. They understand. Let me tell you something about Sharpton and the Boule class and all the rest of them. They understand that this is going to be used against black people. They understand that this is going to eventually culminate into a crime bill against the black masses. They have no problem with that because I want y'all to understand Sharpton and those guys and the Boule, they're the crash dummies for the white Democrats. Meaning, when the white Democrats push out something that harms black people, they're the ones who step out there and take the brunt of it. Well, we the ones who wanted the crime bill. Like, ain't that right, Massa? We'll take the hit. Well, we had told Massa we want the crime bill, so Massa can point to them. Well, yeah, we had a crime bill that locked all you niggas up, but it was your black leaders. Your black leaders who wanted us to do the crime bill. Who's our damn leaders? Al Sharpton, the Congressional Black Caucus. These niggas are not our leaders. But they use I'm white and I say so. These are not our leaders. Black people don't follow these folks. Yep. And another thing about that whole black leadership thing, only people who sit up here co-signing these people as some black leaders are other Democratic or Hollywood shills. Who is that woman who was, she's working under the Biden administration, an older black lady, I think she's an old stud. She got up there at the podium, I guess being sassy, and all of these Sambos are giving her props for being sassy. I mean, these niggas are reaching for straws to give these people props. Let me show y'all this clip of this chick here. All these left-wing niggas and Hollywood niggas were, ooh, this is auntie energy right here. She went up there and did something kind of sassy, and they're giving her props for being sassy. This is the silly shit that we gotta be involved in. Look at this. Hold on.
Thank you very much, Jim. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. No, thank you. I was wondering if I was in this room, but thank you very much, Jim.
Okay, so she went up there and did that little old sassy shit, and ooh, look, Auntie gathered them. Auntie show gathered them. Sit y'all goofy asses down, man. Y'all sit down with that childish bullshit. Man, come on.
Well, why they gotta do all that?
This is what we're doing. We're giving props to Sass. Yeah, calling her auntie and stop it. Your auntie is most likely a stud who's gonna put together some bills that's gonna help LGBT instead of your ass. Your auntie is really your uncle, nigga. Your auntie is your uncle. Oh, stop that.
So fucking true.
Sassy goofball bullshit. Let's stop. You got to be up there on some sassy, that's my mama. We got to be Aunt Esther. Everything got to be all performative with us. What's your policy, goddammit? What kind of policy or tangibles do you have for us? See, they got this thing. If she go up there, and I think that was manufactured. I think that was planned. When she go up there, hello, I don't hear y'all up in her. Hello.
What do you think, Tommy Wiseau?
So that was some manufactured cornball nonsense that they sat up and planned. Give me a break. That's political theater. That's Uncle Mammy. All right? That was Uncle Mammy, because I think she's a stud. I think she's an old stud. I don't hear no husband or anything about her. That's Uncle Mammy. She's just like Lori Lightfoot is an Uncle Mammy. We got too many Uncle Mammies out here, dude. We got a gang of Uncle Mammies running the show right now in these cities. We got to do something about these Uncle Mammies. Y'all keep voting Uncle Mammies in, dude. Come on.
Reflect the grassroots.
Hello, I can't hear y'all. No, y'all didn't. Y'all better say hello. I'm good. What's your policy? What's your damn policy? I don't need Uncle Mammy to come out being sassy. Ooh, Uncle Mammy gathered them. Uncle Mammy show told you. And y'all cooling along with everybody. Everything is a big old plantation fest. Ooh-wee. Uncle Mammy don't play no games up in her. She told you like it T.I. is. Fuck up.
I said, do you think the so-called black leaders are a reflection of what the grassroots want, which is real constructive change, or do you think they're just there as shills, as like puppets for the higher ups? Let me know what you think, man.
Let's cut the Uncle Mammy stuff out, dude. That's what we're supposed to look up to. That's who we're supposed to be looking up to. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm tired of sassy Uncle Mammies out here. So in these cities, we got it's Mammies all over the place. London Breed up there in San Francisco, that's a cowardly Mammy. There was a sister up there working for the Board of Education. So again, they're digging for anything to deflect away from white supremacists. There was a sister who made some comments talking about the anti-black racism coming from the Asian community. So they're trying to get her off the school board now. And London Breed up there in the Bay was talking about the sister should resign because the whites and Asians are trying to scapegoat this sister. All right. And it's like some biracial looking sister. Hold on. What is this? Okay. I got these ads all over my page. Hold on.
So now it's
hold on. Let me get it together. All right. This woman right here.
Female form, but they didn't want
Allison Collins.
President.
They're talking about her comments were racist against Asians. Basically, all her comments was doing was calling out racism within the Asian community. So this woman didn't say anything wrong. She talked about how one of her kids, who's biracial or whatever, goes to a school with a bunch of Asians, and she has to deal with a lot of anti-Black racism coming from the Asian community. So now what they're trying to do is say calling out anti-Black racism from Asians is anti-Asian. We don't let them play that game. Y'all can't play that game. That's like the same thing they do when we call out the anti-Black racism from the white LGBT community. They'll say that's homophobic because we're calling them out. See, we got to stop bowing down and letting them punk us out. Don't you ever be afraid to call out anti-Black racism at all. Don't ever be afraid to do that. And when we see people who do call it out, we got to kind of look out for them. We have to start making sure people are good who call out anti-Black racism when they're being attacked by the white supremacists. See, we got enough resources, man. We got to be on code. They start weaponizing their buffer classes against us. You understand? But what that woman said was not wrong. It is absolutely true. They had, and she said that a lot of people in the Asian community, they get certain benefits and privileges based on their proximity to white supremacy, which is true. They know that. Hell, they'll admit that. Hell, I got a video of an Asian woman admitting that. Listen, look at this. See, this is why you got to have your receipt game on point. Hold on.
Asian Americans have weaponized our proximity to whiteness in order to murder Black people. George Floyd and Natasha Harlins should be here today, but they aren't because of our individual actions and our collective inaction. We can't just blame white people for pitting us against each other either, because the fact of the matter is that Asian cultures have a huge colorism problem and a huge problem with Black people. Asian Americans have.
Man, so that's right from the woman's mouth right there. So yeah, she's telling the truth. This is a person who's in the culture, who's an Asian person, who's telling the truth about her culture.
They're promoting bleach cream.
Black people, please don't be afraid to tell the truth.
The fuck?
Don't ever be afraid to tell the truth. You understand? Always stand on truth. Even when you feel like you might be in danger, man, always stand on the damn truth. Like they say, the truth will set you free. We got to stop being afraid to tell the truth and stand on that shit. We can't go along with an evil system of lies and deception, which is what makes up white supremacy. We can't go along with that. We have to call that out. And remember the chick from Teen Vogue, right after that white dude down there in Atlanta shot up the massage parlor, killed all those people.
Yeah,
they took the focus off him. They quickly took the focus off him. And they start putting the focus on a Black woman who works at Teen Vogue. They dug up some tweets of hers, and she said, I'm like, this was about a decade ago. She's like, oh man, I woke up and I got puffy Asian eyes. So she said that, and then they blew that up. She was like the #1 trending person. Oh, this woman at Teen Vogue, anti-Asian racism. Now, a white man just shot up a bunch of Asian people at a business. They downplayed that, but his name ain't the #1 name trending. This Black woman who said, I got puffy Asian eyes. She's trending now. So they deflected onto her. The media all got on code. So Teen Vogue did this big old thing where they made this woman step down. But Teen Vogue has an Asian woman working for them right now. And see, we got to blow this up on the grassroots. Her name is Christine David. This is Christine David's tweets. Well, she's saying nigga, nigga, nigga. She's tweeting nigga. Some of her old tweets. We're going to dig up tweets, dig up everybody's tweets. So this woman here, Christine David, or David, I don't know how you pronounce it. She's a staffer there at Teen Vogue. So they got her. She's been tweeting nigga, tweeting anti-black racial epithets. Now, what's going to happen to her? Let's see what happens to her. See, we're not going to play this game where black people are the ones who get punished and everybody else get a pass. We need you, the grassroots, to start calling this stuff out. We need you, grassroots, along with us. Yeah, she locked her profile now. She locked her profile now. Yes, she locked her profile now. So we got to watch this stuff. We got to watch these people. But that whole model minority thing, man, let's the people even in the Asian community, they know that's propaganda. Because see, in the Asian community, the white supremacists will turn on them at the drop of a hat and they know it. See, this is the thing with them. See, they're in a position where they want the benefits and the privileges of being second up under white supremacy, but when the white supremacists turn on them, you still want us to be there riding for you. I'm not playing that game. I'm not riding for nobody because y'all are not riding for us. We have ridden for the Asian community for a long time. It has not been reciprocal. Everything is exploitive. They understand that white society will turn on them, but they still play that game. And we get the bootleg niggas who will sit up here and try to cape for them still. The black masses ain't doing that. Notice the people who are caping for them are these bought and paid for Hollywood and bootleg niggas.
Okay.
Yeah? Somebody said there's a shadow ban. It might be shadow. We almost got 7,000 people. So what I need y'all to do, if I'm shadow banned and you're not getting any notifications, I need you to retweet this on your Facebook. I need you to get this link and put it on your Twitter. We chopping up some good game tonight. I need you to retweet it, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Twitter. But like I said, black people, we've caped and helped Asian people. We've been their financial base for 50 years. We've done that for so long and it's not been reciprocal. And I told people this propaganda that they're using, they're setting up a situation so that they could be a new Zimmerman, an Asian Zimmerman, like this situation here. They're talking about Asians going out getting guns now. Okay, Asian Americans are buying guns for protection from hate crimes. Okay, now let's be clear. They're not going to shoot no white people. All right, they're not going to get those guns for white people because they clicked in with white people. And they got to be very careful trying that on us. Because, see, we got to be, I hope we got some Asian people listening here. I hope we got some Asian people listening here. Asian people, if you're listening, Asian people, don't let the white supremacists set you up for failure like that. Do not let white people set you up for failure. Because what happens, they sit up here and make it seem like they're going to have your back. If you start trying to pull that George Zimmerman stuff, because remember, see, it's not a lot of Hispanic businesses in black areas, okay? Not really a whole lot of Hispanic businesses in black areas around the country, but you got Asian businesses around the country, right in black areas. So that's a game that y'all don't want to play. Y'all knew better in the LA riots. Y'all know who to aim those guns at and who not. Let me tell you something. They were not aiming those guns at us out here in LA. At the black people, they were not aiming those guns at us because they knew what the fuck it was. They knew what it was. And black folks weren't. You know, we weren't trying to loot their shit. Some of their joints got torched up, but they weren't shooting at us. They were shooting at Mexicans.
Answer the question.
They weren't shooting at us out here because they knew how bad that would have went. They knew how bad that was going to go, so they didn't hit us. See, their thing is like, you know, you sneaking up on a black kid or you jumping on a black woman, you know, ambushing her when she come in the store. They know not to pull that shit on the brothers out here. They knew that. Again, out there in Compton a couple of years ago, when the Asian store owner beat that sister up, wasn't no protest. An Asian store owner snatched up a sister in Compton. Brothers went up there and saw a dude. And he called the cops. After he got socked up, the cops came and the cops got touched. And then he had to bounce and had to sell that business. It's a black-owned business now. Somebody black owns that store in Compton. You understand? So they know where and where not to pull that type of stuff. They don't want to play that game. They don't want to play that game. Don't let these white supremacists egg you on for their political chess game that they're trying to do, because what they want to do to protect themselves, they're trying to build up a strong Asian buffer class. They're really trying to elevate Asians into a protective buffer class so that the focus can get off them. So whenever we start talking about white supremacy, they can be like, well, what about those black people and all that anti-Asian crime that they're doing? What about the blacks? What about the blacks? This is a whole con game, man. This is a con game. Yeah? But they push that model minority myth. Let's stop that. There's no model minority. Look, they used to denigrate. I mean, we're talking about white society. They used to denigrate Asian society. They used to denigrate Asians. White supremacists, they've always had a bug in their ass about Asians. It was them. When Asians came over here, again, black people were the ones who fought for Asians to come over here. White people were vitriolic towards them. The Asians were not going into white neighborhoods setting up shop. They were going into black neighborhoods. I talked about Bruce Lee before, a few days ago. When Bruce Lee was out here, white people did not embrace Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was embraced by black society. It was black people who made Bruce Lee an icon. It was black people solely who made Bruce Lee an icon in America. I want y'all to understand. American West. So Bruce Lee was perfect for that role. They said, well, no, nigga, you're just a little bit too Asian for that. You're a little bit too Asian for that, Bruce Lee. Yeah, we know you good and you know karate and all that. And we need an Asian person. We need somebody who knows martial arts, but yeah, you're just a little bit too Asian. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a white man named David Carradine who don't even know martial arts. Let's be clear. David Carradine was not a martial artist at all. For those who are old enough to remember the TV show Kung Fu, some of y'all might be old enough to know there was a show called Kung Fu back in the early 70s, mid 70s, with a white man who, they made him look Asian, they made him bald-headed and look Asian. David Carradine didn't know a lick of no goddamn Kung Fu. He didn't know shit. He was, if you look at the show, it was a stunt man doing the kicking. All the karate scenes, you would always show him from the back because it was a damn stunt man doing the shit. You just could have, it could have been easily Bruce Lee. That would have just made the shit pop off. But no, we're going to get a white guy a chance. Yeah, you know, we know you don't know no damn Kung Fu, but we'll still get a white man a chance.
Wow.
You know? He was fugazi. That nigga didn't know no damn martial arts. They showed him on tired ass slow motion kicks. You know? That's the disrespect they show. But we embrace the Asian community. We did. So they run with that model minority stuff, and how come black folks don't pull themselves up by the bootstraps like the Asians? Will y'all please stop that?
That's what they call Adam in uniform.
Number one, you're not a model minority because the thing is, you had to, anybody who immigrated here, you're not a model minority. Anybody, if you immigrated here from somewhere else, you are nobody's model minority because your ass had to flee from where you were. You could not get it popping in your own home. At least we can get it popping here. Even with an oppressive system, we can still get shit popping in spite of the oppressive system. None of us should be able to be successful or thrive, but we still manage to do it in a system of overt oppression. And the thing is, like a lot of people were pointing out, that place down there in Atlanta, that was a low-key hoe house. And ain't nobody really talking about how that was a hoe house. If we're going to start talking that model minority stuff, that was a hoe house. Let me tell you something else, man, about the streets of LA. We talk. Let me talk about it. I don't talk too much about street business. I just don't. I don't talk too much. But let me tell you something. See, black folks, we get caught up. Anything we do, you know, we get big numbers thrown at us. A lot of street business, especially out here in LA, a lot of Asian people run a lot of shit on the streets out here. You understand what I'm telling you? All my LA people who's some hustlers, you all know what I'm talking about.
There's a video
on the streets out here, a lot of Asians be into some street shit.
Send the video.
A lot of them. They got all types of little hustles and stuff going on out here. Man, please. If you want to get some guns, some dope, or whatever, you go see some of these Asian dudes, man. They run a lot of stuff on the streets out here, dude. Some of those Asian gangs, the Asian mafia, they run a lot of street business out here, dude. And I'm not saying no names or anything. I'm just talking in general, okay? I'm just saying in general. And the police know. The police know. But nigga, the Asian dudes, they run a lot of underground streets, and you got to go through them for the plug. A lot of them, you got to go through them. They're the plug. You know, people think it's the Hispanics. It's the Asians, dude. They the plug out here, dude. They are the plug. I'm telling you what I know. San Francisco too. Yes, absolutely. San Francisco too. Heavy. Wasn't that China Mac dude into all that stuff? Dude, I know so many Korean and Vietnamese gangsters out here, dude. Or knew. I don't really correspond with them now, but back in the day when I was up in the streets, we used to deal with them all the time. I dealt with them all the time for a lot of stuff. No, we were just talking, you know, what we talking. You know, people know. I ain't snitching no more. I'm just telling you the game. They got all types of scams, black market stuff going on out here. They're the main ones. Got a lot of stuff going on out there. If you got the credit card scam hookups, you would have to go through them. Man, please. And the police they don't ever get busted or nothing. Police just turn a blind eye to that shit. Dude, they got the plug on a lot of stuff because they got access to ships. I'm careful. No, I'm talking in general. I'm talking some back in the day stuff. But the people know what I'm talking about. Nigga, they got those ships coming in and out of here down in by Long Beach, and man, dude.
All right, give you The crying face.
They got them ships coming in and out of here, man. You better just imagine what's on them ships. All right? They run them ports, dude. Dude, they got stuff coming off them ships you couldn't even imagine. Where do you think we get stuff from on the streets, man? Where do you think we get it from? If you see a nigga selling anything, where do you think he got it from? Just put two and two together, dude. And we don't even have to get on the human trafficking. I won't even go there. We don't even have to go there. The human trafficking is for real, for real, for real. But they don't ever get locked up, though. They don't ever get locked up for that. When you go to the county, you see only a handful of Asian dudes. Man, they got all types of stuff. Law enforcement just looks the other way. But then they got us talking about we're going to have to pull ourselves up and we got to stop. What about black on black crime? And man, please. We won't even get on the counterfeit clothes and the bootleg films and the pirated movies and the knockoffs jewelry and man, please. Man, you go to the swap meet.
Look at Canal Street.
And pull one of them to the side and just start asking them about some stuff. You go to the swap meet and pull one of them to the side and start asking about some things. They sell more than those little bootleg FUBU and Gucci shirts. They sell more than that. They're into all types of stuff, dude. See, I want black folks to get off this thing where everybody else is a damn model minority, and because there's some niggas committing crime, we're all supposed to be denigrated. Man, please. I really want us to get off that. We don't commit half the crimes these other groups commit. They control the criminal activity that goes on the streets. They're the plug for our criminal activity. They're the plug, but we got to hold the bag for being the criminal class. No, I want black folks to get off that bullshit. Counterfeit money, all that stuff, dude. They got all of it. I've seen it all with the Asians here in LA. These are just facts. Y'all can start Googling some of the stuff I'm talking about. They got the plug on counterfeit money, the plug on the fake IDs, the plug on the fake passports, the plug on the damn hot guns. Man, please. They got the black market, the underground market covered. They got you thinking it's just the Mexicans and the Colombians. That's the movie shit. No, they never mention the Asians and their hand in that stuff. They never mention them.
Well, you gotta fix that.
Yeah? They kind of protect them to a certain degree. Yeah, they're like Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas got his dope. Remember, he was getting his dope from Asia. No?
Frank Lucas is getting his dope.
That's why a lot of the dope is coming from there. It ain't just coming from no damn South America. Man, please, come on.
So let's keep it.
Yeah, they got you thinking all the dope is coming from damn South America.
They ain't gonna flip the narrative, you know what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is this. Each one teach one. Let's try to bridge the gap, but let's be honest, you know. Everything that they do is to undermine people that don't believe in this whole racism, white supremacy shit. And they're fighting tooth and nail every single day, you know, to see a better way, a better day, you know. Enjoy your life, though, you know. Do what you gotta do, believe what you gotta believe, you know what I'm saying? But your boy Mac Mizzle, I'm signing out. You know my slogan, keep it real in the field, forget how they feel. M-Town down.